caste, stress happen, anxiety, stress, tension come. What is the reason behind the tension and stress? Because we forget. Okay? Because of that, tension, the stress, we are not able to reveal the knowledge. That's why tension happens. So, it really helps you for your activate your Sahasrara chakra and activate your prana. Okay? Next also will go Anlom and Vilom. Alright? How to do Anlom Vilom is learned this very specific way. Little finger, ring finger, index finger, and your middle finger and thumb. Place your index finger, middle finger on your Ajna chakra. Close your right nostril. Inhale 5 count. 1 inhale, 2 inhale, left nostril. Inhale from the left nostril. Close your right nostril. Inhale from the left nostril. 1 inhale, 2 inhale, 3 inhale, 4 inhale, 5 inhale. Close both nostrils. Hold 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right posture. 1 exhale, 2 exhale, 3 exhale, 4 exhale, 5 exhale. Now hold both nostrils. Close. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right nostril now. Inhale 1, 2 inhale, 3 inhale, 4 inhale, 5 inhale. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left nostril. 1 exhale, 2 exhale, 3 exhale, 4 exhale, 5 exhale. Close. Close eyes. Listen carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left nostril. 1 inhale, 2 inhale, left nostril, 3 inhale, 4 inhale, 5 inhale. Close both nostrils. Hold there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right nostril. 1 exhale, 2 exhale, 3 exhale, 4 exhale, 5 exhale. Inhale, hold here. Inhale right nostril. 1 inhale, 2 inhale, 3 inhale, 4 inhale, 5 inhale. Close both nostrils. Hold 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left nostril. 1 exhale, 2 exhale, 3 exhale, 4 exhale, 5 exhale. Now the Japam. Place your palm on your hands. So this is balance. This pranayam help to balance your Ida nadi and Pingla nadi. Ida is the left nostril, Pingla is the right nostril. Okay. So middle is Sushumna. Sushumna activation means what happened? Anyone know? What happened when Sushumna nadi activate? Someone say something. Yes, Sushumna help you awaken more spiritual growth. Whatever you are listening, whatever activities you are doing for the spirituality, it helps you more to grow, more interest, okay, more dedication, system activity, more your seriousness, and you enjoy this bhakti mark. Got it? Till Sushumna activity is very difficult to uplift in the bhakti mark. The Sushumna is very, very essential for to elevate yourself. So pranayam, two pranayam only. First is Bhastrika and second is Anulom Vilom. How 5 right? Hold 5, exhale 5, 5 hold, 5 inhale, practice this one. In this way, again I will teach you 5 to 6 pranayam, practice every day, okay? And this 1 2 months, then you can see the changes in life. One practice may not happen, but you can practice. Okay? This much only. Again, lots of new things need to do. Kartik Month is there. All are getting up 4 o'clock in the morning. Kartik Month first name is 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. No? 4 a.m. Very good. After that, let me take bath, chanting, worshipping. After this, okay? Next is Solamala happening. important in Kartik Month. Yes? Bhagavad Gita reading, Solamala, Varakulak Geta, Kirtan, and some seva. And only have to very strictly follow. Okay, thank you very much for your time, for coming. Prabhuji, Prabhuji, thank you. Yeah, very good. Thank you so much. So again, whatever Prabhu has been teaching, if you read 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you find all. My Does everyone look like this? Do you know what is Damodarastakam can be replaced? Let me explain you how. Check the LCD and touch. If the touch is working fine, then you have to replace only the glass. Dismantle the phone completely. Place LCD on the LCD separator. Separate the LCD from the glass. This is the frame. This is the LCD and this is the glass. Make sure no dust is present on the LCD. Take the new OCA sheet and put it on top of the LCD by using a roller. Place it in the bubble remover. Now, assemble the touch on the frame. Place it on a laminating machine. Place the new LCD folder in the bubble remover to remove any minor air bubbles. Assemble the new LCD folder on the phone. Your phone with the new glass is ready.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining once again. We are very much indebted to all of you for giving us an opportunity to share this message of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord's message. Yes, whatever we are speaking is nothing that we have manufactured, or this is not our opinion. Whatever we are sharing is, as Prabhuji said, it's coming in the parampara, and it's all from Srila Prabhupada and his teachings. The teachings that this people all over the world have taken it, and they have really transformed their life. And there are so many examples. So this is not a theoretical knowledge, but this is something practical that we can apply. And today's session will be really, really interesting. You know, yes. Before that, I would really like to request all of you to share some of your thoughts, because last 2 weekends we had little special sessions. We had on Ram Katha and then Krishna Katha. But before that, we talked about the root cause of suffering that we started from the 2nd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Anybody remembers even few points from that session? Yes. It is said that Manda Samanda Mataya Manda Bhagya Upada, especially in the age of Kali, remembrance is very difficult. But let's test it out. That how much you remember. Some of you might have observed, we are sending also notes as well from the Gita Course Session, so that you can recollect, remember, and maybe apply those principles. So how many of you have remembered? We talked about Gita, especially 2nd chapter of Gita is the Gita summarized as well. And then we talked about a couple of principles. Anybody remembers? Any 1 or 2 thoughts? The first chapter we discussed how Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra's evil mentalities. Then we talked about what are the key reasons for success. And we saw that how there were so many signs of victory for the Pandavas, in terms of that Devadatta Sankha, in terms of Hanumanji in the chariot of Arjuna, and how all the Kauravas, they got settled once they heard this transcendental sound vibration from the Lord Krishna and Arjuna. And then we also discussed how Krishna is the main reason, not the Krishna's energy, and that is really important in our life. So yes, it is crucial for us not only just to go after the valuables of the life, but also the value and also the source of all the values, the Supreme Lord. And on the 2nd chapter, we discussed, you remember GITA, we discussed about how in the first section, in this discussion between Arjuna and Krishna, we heard about the quality of a disciple. What is the quality of a disciple? Anybody heard? Remember? What is the most difficult thing, or the impediment for a disciple to progress in any sphere? We said 3 words. What is that? I know this. This is always whenever we go somewhere and want to learn something, but if we really come up with this idea that, oh, I know this, or sometimes we think that, okay, we don't have faith, right? And that's why Srila Prabhupada says in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, at least theoretically, right? We might not have realized it, But theoretically, at least we put that faith that, okay, Krishna is the Supreme Lord and his messages are universal, eternal. And once we apply it, we can also get the benefit of it. And the second thing also from the Krishna's point of view, as a leader, what do you learn from him? Anybody remember? Yes, yes. Exactly. Yeah, that's what we said that, And what is the Lord's Krishna's principle? Pehle suniye, pehle adhyay suniye, fir 17 adhyay sunaiye. First you try to understand, then seek to understand. So Lord Krishna first, he heard all the points that Arjuna was trying to put forward. So he said, and this is the golden rule of relationship, like either in the spouse or family life, anywhere, or in a company or wherever we go. First you try to understand others' point of view. And that's what Krishna heard everything, from Arjuna. And then next 17 chapters he spoke in detail. And then we talked about the existence of the God. And that's why Lord has been introduced in Bhagavad Gita as a Bhagavan Uvacha. And so why? Because in Dhritarashtra is in Dhritarashtra Uvacha, Sanjay Uvacha, Arjuna Uvacha. Why on Krishna he said, mentioned in the Bhagavan Uvacha. And then we talked about, how do you believe that there is a God? How do you believe? We discussed so many principles scientifically, logically, and how, yes, we would really like to know if there is a God. One our friend was recently sharing one nice example, a nice story. He was saying that one time, one person, he heard that, once you go to this ophthalmologist, right? If a person also is not able to read, once he checks your eyes, and then after that, you can read it. He puts the right lenses. And then he went, okay, let me go and also try out, because I'm not able to read, I'm not able to see anything, right? And then he went to the ophthalmologist, and the ophthalmologist tried, the doctor tried changing so many lenses, one after another, and he's asking, can you now read? Can you now read? No. And this doctor got bewildered, how come you are not able to read? What is the problem? What is the problem? Yeah, he don't know how to read. He doesn't know how to read, right? Like, what do you learn from this story? Right? It's a simple story. But yes, the acharyas, they are giving so many lenses for us to see the God. Right? We saw that the fingerprint of God. We saw there are so many kind of, the effects of the Lord everywhere, like the right amount of oxygen, the right amount of the positioning of the earth, the double helix in the DNA, or the kind of the cell at a micro level or a macro level, the Lord has organized in such a way that there is no way that we can believe in the God, right? But for us, from our side as well, we need to be qualified. It's like, if we can read, then Lord can really give different lenses so that we can read. There's a Jnanan Jana Salakaya. So he can remove our cataract and we can show as it is. But if you don't know how to read, right? If you don't put our effort in learning the message of Bhagavad Gita and learning, right, what the Guru Sadhu Shastra is saying for millions of years, we are not putting that effort, right? Whatever number of reasons, how many number of sessions that we hear from others, we say, okay, so what? Oh, I can't read, I cannot see the Lord, I cannot do this or that. But our acharyas, like especially Ramanacharya, Madhavacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so many devotees, like you go to any part of India, especially this India is pious bhumi, right? Like it's a very unfortunate if somebody said, can you show me God? Have you seen God? This kind of questions. Kind of, especially in the West, you can understand, at least somebody asks about existence of God. But then, Prabhupada in West, he gave a very nice answer one time. One reporter was asking, and finally he said that, oh Swamiji, what happens if, let's say, you do so many activities, right? And after that, at the end of the life, that there is no God, there is no Krishna, that you all talk about it. And then Srila Prabhupada answered very beautifully. Would like to hear? He said that, yes, right? we have been following this process of coming together, having a nice singing. Prabhuji is telling us how to make our body healthy. And like we are learning so many beautiful principles so that we can make our social relationship, healthy, right? And at the end, we can have a nice, wonderful, delicious prasadam. And we have so many wonderful devotees, as a friend, who are not envious, who are not really looking for, right, our puja la pratishtha, or our they are not trying to have a friendship so that we have a money or we have a big post in the company, or so they are really asking for something. They are really looking for just to have some friends so that we can really help each other. At least we have a good life, right? Not like like you do something where you are really depressed after doing that, right? At least we are having a blissful life. But my dear friend, my dear reporter, if at the end of the life you come to know, after spending your time in a useless way whole life, you come to know that there is a Krishna and there is a Lord, what will happen to you? Well, because this durlabha manusya janma, this is rare to get this human birth, right? And you have really wasted your time, wasted your opportunity, right? Now, what next? Yes, jaisi karni waisi karni. Like now, because you have lived your life, in such a abominable way, definitely, yes, we have been talking about the reincarnation and so many things. Yes, there is something going to happen in your next life, and that you are habituated to. You are habituated to, eating in a certain way. You will get a certain kind of a body. You are habituated to living in a certain lifestyle, certain dressing. You'll be kind of getting that kind of body. Yes, yes, acharyas are there giving so many wonderful examples for all of us, right? To meditate on, to introspect. That yes, if we think strongly, scientists, they are even not from, let's say, spiritual perspective or Krishna specifically. Just see the message of Bhagavad Gita. They are so universal, right? They are not just talking about one sect of people or one certain point of time that is applicable, right? That's what we always say that it's a universal and eternal, right? And then we didn't not only talked about, right, the existence of God, but also we talked about the existence of the soul as well. So many reasons, so many ways, right? Logically, we said, okay, we say my body, or my hand, my leg. So who is me? And then we talked about this example of, remember so many videos that we saw, right? That out of body experience, near death experience, this reincarnations, how this is big scientist called Dr. Jan Stevenson. He had documented more than 3,000 cases of reincarnations, right? Yes, if you want to know something, then you have to find out. We can find out, right? There are so many scriptural reasons are there, but then how to really build faith on top of it? We discussed about hopes. You remember what is it? Hopes. Yes, we hear, then we observe, right? And then we practice in our life, and then we experience that. Yes, su sukham kartum abhyam. We can experience that prataksha avagamadam. And then once we do it, we share it with others. So yes, so last session we summarized it, in also Gita. What is Gita? You want to remember the new definition of Gita? Yes. We are, please repeat, we are not all in all. There is God in control. The body is not all in all. Soul exists. This lifetime is not all in all. Many more lifetimes exist. This material world is not all in all. Spiritual world exists. Isn't it so wonderful? This is the summary of Bhagavad Gita. Yes, so we are trying to understand that there is a Supreme Lord, because most of the times everything we discuss, is focusing on me and mine. aham and mama. But once we, in this Bhagavad Gita, we really understand there is just whatever the name that we might call, but there is some Supreme Lord. Yes, we are not all in all. There is a God in control. Yes, right. And then we understand that yes, this body, which is called as a Vyadhi Mandir, all these diseases, right? This is not all in all. We are not here just to take care of the body, give nice food, have a nice dress for this body. We have to take care of the soul. And then, yes, इसने खाओ पियो मौज करो, कल किसने देखा है? No, yes, there is a reincarnation. This lifetime is not all in all. Whatever we do, yes, we might cheat, somebody or the local justice, judicial system, but we cannot, disbelieve or ignore or neglect the supreme judicial system of the Lord. There are many more lifetimes, and the aim of the life is not to just kind of live happily in this material world, but how we can go to the spiritual world. Any thoughts or comments? Yes, this is the beautiful way that we can really summarize Bhagavad Gita. This is the basic axioms, right? Okay, so now, right, like very wonderfully, and our acharyas are giving this example that body and soul, like if somebody is really wearing a three-piece suit, yes, the body is the soul, and then you have a inner suit piece, right? That's called, right, your subtle body, which is called mind, intelligence, and false ego. And there's an outer suit that is composed of this Panchabhuta, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Yes, and there are very wonderful two verses, 7.4 and 7.5. It really talks about who are we and what is this gross body and subtle body is all about. And then, this is in Katha Upanishad, there's a beautiful analogy given of a chariot. How in the chariot, this 5 horses are really the 5 senses, right? And the reins is the mind, and the intelligence is your chariot driver, and the passenger is the soul, right? And now once again, right, is it that you want to go wherever the senses or the horses are going, or right, it has to be guided by the intelligence? What should we do? We should live, okay, ye khane ka ichha hai, chalo ye kha lo, ye karne ka ichha hai, wo kar lo. This has to be guided by the intelligence. The intelligence has to control that mind, because mind is always, whatever like, whatever don't like, based on, its own preconditioning. But the intelligence has the discrimination power, what is good and bad, right? Yes, sometimes, some plate of gulab jamun comes, right? Orek, but the heart and the body is saying no more, and mind is saying one more, intelligence saying no more, right? But just we just go for the test bird, or right, and then we just kind of take it, and then we suffer out of that. Yeah, we can really see that at that point of time. Who is controlling? Is it the horse is in charge of your life, or is really the chariot driver who knows what is good and bad? He's really controlling your life, right? Yes, as a soul, as a passenger, right? Yes, he has to go somewhere. It has to go from this material world to the spiritual world, and and the chariot driver, the intelligence, has to really take there, right? So it is important for us. How do you really get the right discrimination to understand, and then have that right determination to follow what is right? And then moving forward, we discussed about why do I suffer. Do you remember? There's 4 reasons, 4 causes. What are they? Yes. It's the beginning of spirituality. Right? Ajnana, the ignorance. Yes, we talked about, yes, how we identify ourselves as the body. That's why we really suffer. And because I always focus on me and mine, I don't really believe in the supremacy of the Lord, I suffer. And then I want more, and more, right? And then I try to compare. This is just a recap of the last session, but any questions, thoughts, comments before we proceed? As we talked about suffering. What is suffering? Last time also we talked about what is suffering. What is suffering? To get what we don't want, and we don't get what we get. What do we want, we don't get, and we get what we don't want. Right? Isn't it? And we talked about that, how this world, yes, it is dukhalaya masasvatam. There's a full of suffering. But is that enough? Lord has made this, a place for all of us to suffer. One of our friend once again giving a nice example, right? He was saying that sometimes if you really, let's say somehow or other, somehow slipped on the river from a breeze, right? It's not that you slipped from the breeze and you really die, right? You die because you don't know how to swim, right? Yes, we have come to this material world, right? But it's not that we have come here to suffer. But Lord also has given us this ways how we can surf through the suffering, how we can swim and how we can dive through the suffering. How to do it? Like the same situation, how a different person, like perspective differs, right? Like in a hot water, right? You might have heard this example also. If you put, let's say, a potato, it melts over a period of time. If you put a cotton, it gets hardened, right? Or you talk about, let's say, some herbs or spices, you put it gives the fragrance. The same hot water, same difficult situation, but it brought different things from different objects, different places. How it is? It is not that, right? It is a situation, that is really good or bad. But how do you respond to that situation? That really determines it's a good or bad. Yes, the suffering is due to. It's not due to attachments. Suffering is not due to attachments. Suffering is due to temporary attachments. What does it mean? So, as I told you, like we tell a lot of stories to make it little, entertaining. Our friend was saying that one time he saw that there was a small ant, was just going slowly and found a big leaf. Oh, this is a cool, so that I can really use it, for making a nice home. And then that ant, okay. Usually, we don't disrespect even an ant, just for the benefit of it. So do you say he or she? Okay, let's say he. Okay, that that ant was carrying, seeing that leaf, it's a big leaf, and then he saw that there was a big kind of groove, and he ensured that he put that leaf there, and then he crawled over that leaf, and then once again he carried that leaf. Like he was using all that intelligence, right, to carry the leaf from one place to another place. And then he saw that, like, now he's about to enter the hole. Where exactly is the house? And he realized that this big leaf that he is carrying, he is not able to take it inside. What is the learning? Yes, we are putting so much of effort, day and night, day over day, month over month, year over year. For what? What we are going to carry it? So much of puja, la, pratishtha that we are, beg, borrow, still we can do anything to get it, right? But any of the things that you can carry it, because we said that this lifetime is not all in all. There are many more lifetimes. Is there anything that we can carry from here? Yes. As a sane person, right, trying to understand that how should I really plan for something which is permanent. So that's why, an intelligent person is that who really gets attached, something permanent. Like, I don't want to really spend too much of money, my energy. Like if I'm staying in a rent, right? I don't want to renovate my whole house. But if I'm staying in a rented house, but if I've really bought a good place and I want to really stay for that place, yes, I want to invest my energy there, right? Yes, it's really up to me, right? I need to really understand what is temporary and what is permanent. But why we are so much of getting obsessed with I need this, I need that, I need this, and if I don't get it, I get angry, I get mad. Why does it happen? Right? This whole advertisement industry, right? They are just bombarding with us. If you use this toothbrush, you'll get a nice girlfriend. You use this bike, you'll get a like, I don't know, whatever it is, right? So many things, right? That really they bombard you again and again. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever you want to see, right? They really bombard you. That you constantly meditate on that. Like if I don't have it, my life is gone, right? Yes, this is really based on very wonderful principle Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. What is that? Please, meditate on this principle. What Lord is saying? Okay, let's maybe remember this verse. Please chant. Dhyayata vishayan pamsa sangaste supajayate sanga sanjayate kama kama krodha vijayate. Please read the translation. Sorry. Yes.
Attachment and from such last and from last.
Hare Krishna. So yes, first, we get some thoughts from somewhere or someone. Oh, this is so cool, right? We start contemplating, we start meditating, we start kind of thinking about that object, right? Once you start thinking about it more and more and more, right? Oh, World Cup is coming. Everybody talks about it, and then okay, yes, I need to see, I need to watch, I need to do this, I need to get it. This is my hero, right? Right? And then we start getting more and more attached to it, right? And once you get more and more attached to it, then right, I need to have this cool house, I need to have this cool car, I need to have this nice thing for my enjoyment, right? Lust is nothing but the propensity to enjoy, right? This is for me, right? And then we discussed in our first session, right? Whatever is there, right? It has three properties, all the material enjoyment. Anybody remembers? As an unattainable, right? Unrealizable and unsustainable, right? Like, you cannot get that as much as you like. Even if you get it, you cannot release it. And even if you release it, how long you can release it, right? So yes, you're trying to enjoy, but it might happen that you might not get it. And once you don't get it, you start developing anger. He or she is for me only, right? And if I don't get her, right? And then kind of, I start getting angry, right? And if somehow other I get it, then I develop more greed. Itna ho gaya, fir uske baad or more, right? So this last, if it gets satisfied, there was more greed. If it doesn't get satisfied, right? The anger. Does it stop there only with anger? Lord is saying the further steps to it. This is like the sliding steps to the hell, right? So what is he saying? Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibhrama smriti brahma sad buddhi nasa buddhi nasa pranasyate. Yes, you can read the translation loudly.
From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, indulgence is lost, and when indulgence is lost, one falls down again into the material.
So, with that anger, right? You don't really, in the mood of anger, what kind of things happens nowadays. right? Like, you don't, like a child, don't get the mobile phone to play the games. And then nowadays they are not even hesitating, to do so many drastic, uh, things as well, right? Because at that point of time, right, you're completely bewildered. Your intelligence is lost. What is good or bad, right? And then you're ready to do anything. And I was so shocked, right, to hear even the last week. And I was telling you about, right, a couple of weeks, that in the premier institutes, right, even the IITs and some big institutes, right, the students committing suicide, right? Yeah. Uh, Whatever may be the reason, right? But it all starts with, oh, I need this big, right? Oh, I need to be there. And somehow or other, you don't get it. What do you want? And then you go really gliding down towards the most abominable thing that is happening all over the world. At the same time, we can really use it positively as well. We have a positive thoughts. Yes, that's what the reason we are saying in this month of Damodar, right? Engage positively. Right? Yes, we engage positively, and then we go into a virtuous cycle, right? But if you engage this negatively, we go in a vicious circle. And can we stop in between? Once you start jumping, right? Once you start jumping, is it stop in between? No, we have to start. We have to control in the beginning stage only. Sense objects. So it is what we see, how our senses are engaged. That is very important. We can control the senses, but we cannot control our mind or the rest of the things that happens later. Is it clear? All right. If we want to control our anger, we have to control our senses. इसलिए बोलते ना, जैसे अन्न वैसे मन, the way we engage and dovetail our senses, in that same way, we can really the output also, the gigo, right? Garbage in, garbage out, right? No, it's really what is really within our control is the senses. How do you engage our senses? Okay, that's it. One more reason of suffering is yes, due to reactions. We say right, Jesse Karni, Vaisi Varni. Yes, you took something heavy food yesterday night. You got a stomachache next day morning. A kid really playing in fire. He wants to play in the fire, and then his finger get burnt. Yes, sometimes we really ask, why kind of this suffering to me? Most of the times we ask, right? Why is this suffering to me? But we don't understand what I have done earlier to get this suffering, because our memory is so short-lived. Or even if we have long memory, because now we ask that, okay, do you remember what the breakfast you had taken yesterday? We don't remember, right? Forget about what had happened 1 year back or 5 years back or 10 years back or last lifetime, right? What the kind of wrong thing that we have done? People ask that, oh, usne kya galti kiya tha to iska bhogat raha hai. It's not about this lifetime. In so many previous lifetimes you might have done something that you are getting the result out of it. And yes, another big suffering, the stress that today's world is suffering, right, is because of once again, it's not healthy comparison, unhealthy comparison. What is a healthy comparison? What is unhealthy comparison? What is it? Anybody can give example? What is a healthy comparison? What is unhealthy comparison? Okay. Very good. Very good. Yes. 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 Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Yes. Yes. Very good. Yes. So we saw that. Oh, Prahlad, such a nice boy. He's singing nicely. Why can't I also put some effort in singing for the Lord? And that's the inspiration. And but what is unhealthy comparison? Jealousy. Yes. He got a nice car. He got a nice house. right? And we start comparing. Oh, he has a nice bungalow, and I'm staying in a hut. And let me burn my hut, or let me burn that palace. Either way, envious or jealousness or whatever it is. Or right, a fish, starts comparing and with the monkey or the birds. Oh, I'm not able to climb on the tree, or I'm not able to fly like birds. We don't understand, right? Once again, what is the unique thing Lord has gifted to us? But we start comparing with others. Lord has given some unique gift to everybody, but we don't understand it. We don't realize it. We start trying to become someone else. We try to live somebody else's life rather than living our own life. And then we don't live our life. Oh, like once was somebody saying that, like, how there was a landlady, she heard that her maid, she's having 102 fever. She started saying, how come you can have 102 fever? I am the landlady, I am the owner of the house. I should have more. I should have 102. You should have 99. This fever of material entanglement, we want more and more. Yes, but we are so fortunate that Lord has given us in this Bhagavad Gita how to really get rid of all these diseases. This is the diseased body, and Lord is saying that yes, you need to acknowledge once we have these symptoms, once you have this body, Nyunam pramatto karute vikarma na indriya pritayo apranoti. In Srimad Bhagavatam, like Lord Rishabdev is telling his sons that klesada asadeha, klesada, this body is called klesada, like Yasoda. Yasoda is a my Yasoda. My Yasoda means he gives yes, she gives yes to her son, Yasoda. And klesa, this body is called klesada, means this body is meant to give klesa, misery. So just like a prisoner, like he wears a different dress, right? Similarly, if we are having this body, means we have committed some offense, we have come to this material world. So, but then how do we respond to this situation right now? Right? It depends on, as we gave that example of that potato or that cotton or that herbs, right? Have you heard of this called electric eel? What is that electric eel? What is that? Yes, if somehow or other it comes to know that, like, somebody is attacking, it really gives, that strong electricity, and it devours and it kills that prey, right? And then there is something called hagfish. Do you know what is it, hagfish? It is one kind of a fish. Whenever it comes to know that some external entity is really kind of attacking, it brings out some filthy substances out of it. And really, so that that person or that object really gets disgusted. Oh, it's so filthy, let me run away. Right? And there is another one, something called explosive ant. Whenever he sees that unfavorable situation, it really burns, itself. Right? Yes, when some difficult circumstances come up, how do you react? You do really like, like electric eel giving high voltage electricity to our family members, right? Or with our body, right? Like electric eel means really kind of bodily reaction, right? With hand and leg, right? Or like this through the words, right? Like that hagfish, or trying to destroy ourselves, right? Yes, as we are discussing that, it's not that the suffering is really because what happens to us, but how do you respond to it? And yes, we all hear this wonderful concept of, right? Like earlier also we were discussing that, right? This our lifetime is a segment of BD, birth and death, and in between we have C, so many C's and so many choice points, and it's really up to us. How do you really use that choice points? Yes, and the animal life is all about it. Really, animal works on instinct, You got something and you quickly they react. But human life is meant to discriminate. Lord has given us that intelligence. At that point of time, we pause. Why it happened to me? And then now, how best I should respond to it. And that is the difference between animal and human being. Right? We use our intelligence to respond effectively. Right? Yes, we try to listen, we understand, and then we act. Not that some trigger happens, and after that we act, and then we think. नहीं ऐसा करते तो अच्छा होता. Right? But yes, look before you leave. But yes, you might think that, oh, this is a really basic things. But it's not about knowing, but it's really about applying it in our life in a small way. Right? Like as I said, it can start really at home, like with the relationship with the spouse, or relationship with the children, or kind of in our work relationship. Just one time, and we think that, okay, maybe I fail once, but next time, can I really kind of do something better? Right? One devotee was saying, very nice, all of your science students, right? Like, we hear that waves, right? Electricity waves, right? Yes, initially, the way we react, to unfavorable circumstances, right? We will really react in a very strong way and more frequently, like this, right? The frequency and the amplitude really becomes very strong. But then once we empower ourselves with sufficient spiritual energy, right? It's not that we get some it automatically happens that we'll get some strength so that next time we'll kind of think and act. No, we need to have that energy, right? So that it gives us that ample time, right? So that we can pause, right? And then play, right? For that we need that spiritual energy, right? Yes. It is very important for all of us, right, to think, and then they act. Yes, Lord is saying very beautiful example that we can really all of us follow. I want to chant this verse. Yada samharate chayam kurmanganiva sarvasa indriyani indriyarthebhyas tasya pragya pratisthita. Lord is giving a very beautiful example. One more animal is a tortoise. Do you know why in some of the temples they give tortoise? Have you seen some of the temples? Like especially you go to the Mahalakshmi temple in Kolhapur, in some of the temples they put tortoise. Why do they put tortoise? Yes, he is so intelligent. He is so smart. Yes, that is the right answer. Yes, once you enter inside the temple, right, you open all your limbs and have nice darshan of the Lord. Have nice transcendental sound vibration coming into your ears. You engage all your senses for the service of the Lord. But once you come out of the temple, take your limbs inside. Take your limbs inside. Now, because you are empowered to enter a difficult zone, this material world, try to withdraw all your senses. Isn't it so wonderful how each and everything, how we can learn, right? And that's what Lord is saying. The tortoise is such a beautiful example for all of us to learn that Lord is saying. And Srila Prabhupada, he's giving this very beautiful definition. Who is great? Who is a great person? You want to know who is a great person? Who is great? Please repeat. And please remember this beautiful statement. One's greatness has to be estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. Isn't it so impactful statement? Right? It's not great if you have a lot of money or a lot of prestige or a lot of this or that. We become great by how we tolerate the provoking situation. That provoking situations, through the different senses that might come up, the different dualities that come up, honor, dishonor, pain, pleasure, success, failure, how it becomes steady. right? That is the quality of her greatness. And this is another very beautifully, Lord is saying just in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, right? Once he talks about, yes, we are the soul, and the first instruction that Lord is giving to Arjuna, yes, most of the kids they remember, or if you have not remembered, everybody should remember this verse. You are ready? Please chant after me. Matra sparsastu kaunteya Sitosna sukha dukkada Agama paina nitya Tamti diksava bharata. What Lord is saying? Anybody would like to read here? Mataji, loudly can read. Somebody? Yes.
O son of Kunti, be not from his appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of nature and Samati. They arise from self-conception, both pure of Artha and one love, toleration, or being.
Okay. So Prabhupada gives a very nice example. Just like a mother, whether it's too hot, she would not mind, to go to the kitchen to cook, or if it is too cold also, she would not mind, right? Going in the morning, taking bath, and doing the chores, right, to support the family, right? Yes, either it's a good or bad, success or failure, it's a part of the life, right? It all arises because of our sense perceptions. But yes, he really goes on tolerating that for a higher cause. For a higher cause means what? To take care of the family members. She would not like, or like a father would not really like to go through so much of pains to take care of the family members. Similarly, it's a very important to really extend that principle, right? First to ourselves, right? Oh yes, there will be some people who will so bad about us, right? Can we control? No, there will be some people who is good about us. Can we, just go flying if somebody says good? Like one of my friend, right, who is a YouTuber. Sometime back, he got 99 likes and he got 2 dislikes in his video, and he was so fed up. Why, I got 2 dislikes? Right? Yes, this is the nature of the people to share their opinion. Let them share, right? If somebody shares something, right, it does not, increase my value or decrease my value. I know what is my value, right? Most of the times, right, we get remote controlled by others, and what we really bring out is really what is within us. Like if you really crush one mango, what you will get? Sweet mango juice. And if you crush one neem, right? Neem, what you will get? Bitter. It's not that, like the situation, right? Brought that good or bad. Because what is there within, that will really come out. Right? So, yes, it is really up to us. How do we really, understand that, took that accountability within our own life, to have some plan to improve myself, to go to the next stage of our life, right? And yes, it happens that sometimes the injustice is done to us, right, through some situations or through someone. But can we just really hold on to it? What do you think? Yes, right? Yes, we talk about the Pandavas. They are glorified for millenniums, right? In even our founder Achyutala Prabhupada's life also, right? Like he was trying to, after retiring from his household life, he was trying to set up something in Jhansi, small center, but somebody else and took it away, right? Yes, he would have thought, oh, it's an injustice done to me. How can I really go ahead, right? But then, it's a wonderful principle, that all of us can really learn and apply and make our life blissful. Is that forgive and let go, move on, right? Right? Like if we are just keeping that, anger or that revenge within our own heart, we are carrying that burden, right, for days and millions. One of my friend was saying, right, like, this Prabhuji, this water bottle, can you just come in the front? Prabhuji, Kisar Prabhu, right? Prabhuji can hold this one, right? For how long you can hold it, Prabhuji? As long as, yes, maybe for 1 hour, for 2 hours, but can you still hold it for 1 day? Right? After 1 day, you start feeling pain. Right? After 2 days, you feel more pain. Can you hold it like this? No, it's difficult. Please, like similarly, like this revenge attitude, right? Like if we carry it within our heart, it really brings more burden to our heart. The more we carry, right, the more we really get affected out of it. The more we get depressed, the more we are carrying the disease of others within our own heart. Right? What should we do then? Yes. Like, yes, there are different ways, there are different levels also. Please remember, I'm not just saying that you just, ignore. No. Right? If somebody has done some injustice, right, you just forgive. But like, the child has done a mistake, small mistake. Yes, you give that opportunity and he learned from that mistake. Right? You move on. Right? And you kind of put that trust, you give that opportunity once again to the child so that he can learn. And next time, right, you give something to the child once again and he does that same mistake again. Then what do? Right? You monitor it once, twice, thrice, and then you trust, okay, now you can do it, and now you give the responsibility. But then, let's say to our colleague, you give something, right? He does that mistake again and again and again, and like eternally, right? How long you can do that? Is it possible? No. Then you forgive, but then you don't trust anymore. You released, all the revenge, like in that attitude within the heart, but then you don't trust. You don't give that responsibility to him anymore. Or can we also just leave it like that? Because some people have really done brutal injustice to that person. Can you just forgive and move on? No, right? We ensure that you forgive from your side, and then ensure that there is justice also done. Because without doing justice also, then he will kind of commit more offense, more mistakes. So it's not that we are just saying that you ignore, right, the mischievous, or you don't punish that mischievous. But from our side, right, it's a really big one, right? Like especially in our relationship, right? Like especially once again, like all these principles we can start from home. And these are some beautiful principles, right? Like because what do we see at this point of time, right? Recently, like last week only, there was, I think, some survey, right, from some organizations about this mental health week and so on, and they were talking about the most difficult things that really people are getting bothered about is their work and the relationship problems. And if we just apply these beautiful principles in our life, our life will be so sublime, right? Isn't it? That how we learn to forgive, at least we get rid of the burden from our heart, right? And then move on. And then, as I said, yes, if there is a problem, then let's not forget to do the needful. If I'm diseased, because of some reason, I cannot just ignore and move on. No, I have to take that accountability, as I said, and I have to ensure that I have to go to the right hospital. I have to approach the right doctor. Once I acknowledge that I am diseased, I have to do that, right? As a like father, as a mother, as a son, as a student, as an employee, whatever roles and responsibility I have to do the best. And yes, this very beautiful verse, that all of you might have heard. Want to repeat? Most of you might have already remembered. She's so happy seeing this verse. Karmannevadhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala heturvur ma te sangastva karmani. From this side, somebody want to read loudly.
Never consider yourself or what result with activity. And never
What Lord is trying to say here in this second chapter of Bhagavad Gita in the beginning, right? He's saying, Karmanye vadikara. So you do your duty, right? Ma phalesu kadachana. Don't be attached to the fruits of your result. Attachment to the fruits of your result is the cause of suffering. What? Attachment to the fruits of your result is the cause of suffering. So don't get attached to the results. Ma karma phala hetupur. Oh, I should not be getting attached to the result. So it's okay. Why should I work then? Right? Ma karma phala hetupur. Lord is also tying in all the ways. He's saying, Ma karma phala hetupur. Right? Don't consider yourself as the reason for this result, and also, don't be attached to not doing your work also. You should do your duty and not be attached to the result, and don't consider yourself as the cause of the result and not be attached to not doing the work. Right? Whatever the roles and responsibility that we have to do the best. And how to do it? Lord is saying in a detached way. Because most of the times, right, either we have play the claim game or blame game, that we say. What is the claim game? If everything goes right, who is responsible? If something goes wrong, who is responsible? Right. Either most of the times I play claim game, right? Yes, it's all because of me. Or if something goes wrong, no, it's because of this, that reason, right? Right? But Lord is saying that no, right? No? Yes, you are not the cause of the result. We'll discuss next time. I think on 30th, I'll be discussing this art of working the karma, uh, principle a little more in detail. But then, what Lord is trying to say here with this beautiful example of a coconut, what you can really learn from this coconut, right? That how, right? Yes, we do our duty. Another example also, Lord gives in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter is also another example. Lotus leaf, right? What is the beauty of the lotus leaf? It is in the water, but not at, yes, not got wet by the water, right? Yes, we do our work, but not being attached to the results of the work, right? Yes, and at the same time, right, doing our best, not necessarily at that point of time being the best, right? Yes, right. We were discussing about this beautiful story from Ramayana. Everybody knows this story, right? How many of you know this story? Yes, all of you must be knowing this story about the squirrel and Hanuman. How Hanuman wanted to take big boulders and not be disturbed by that squirrel. But Lord is happy, Lord is saying that Hanumanji, I could have really done everything myself only, right? But I am giving this opportunity to all of you so that you can do something and get verified. So, you are getting an opportunity and you do with your psychophysical ability, and the squirrel also is doing as per his psychophysical ability, and let him do. And I am happy, as much happy as with you. I'm also happy with the squirrel. That's why I put my mark on that squirrel, right? So Lord is happy with whatever little we are doing it. Let's not, right, compare, with others, right? We should be happy giving our best. At any point of time, this is another very beautiful principle. I think, you are also saying that, right? How we should compare ourselves with ourselves only. Okay, what I have done yesterday or last year, and how I'm improving as a better version of myself the next year. Or that's why, we also reevaluate ourselves. How am I improving? But not I am start improving, start comparing with others. Lord is happy with whatever we are trying to give it from our side. Okay, let's move on, right? Another, right, very beautiful concept Lord is trying to say is that the suffering is also an impetus for us to grow. Just like a diamond, right? Really polished nicely so that the more luster comes out. Right? Similarly, Lord is preparing us because we said this world is a place of correction. This place is the hospital. We are here to take the injection. We are here to take the different medicines. So don't be bothered towards, oh, why I am getting this blue color pill or this yellow injection. No, I am here to get corrected myself. Right? This difficulty is for you so that you can really go out of this hospital very soon. Right? But what will happen, right? If you fail in your exam, in the 10th exam, oh no, this 10th board exam is really tough. Or this +2 exam, oh, so much entrance. No, this is too tough. What will be the consequence out of it? Then you have to study more. Once again, the same, year, once again, right? One more year you have to spend it. Can you escape out of it? No, you cannot quit. We cannot quit of that game, right? But it's really up to us. How do we give our best, right? And do our best and really move on. Otherwise, we are delaying our journey, delaying reaching our destination of going to the spiritual world. Because Lord's saying that this is a place of interviews, right? Like usually in a company, they really first interview, and after that, once you are eligible, then they take you to the workplace, right? Of course, Lord's abode is not a workplace. This is a Rasa Maya place, right? That's a place to kind of release with the Lord and His associates. But then Lord is testing us how much kind of selfishness he's having or selfless he's having, how much arrogant he's having or how much humility he's having, how much generosity he's having or how much cruel he is. Right? If you don't qualify, you don't show it to the Lord that I have those qualities, will I be really eligible to go there? That's how Lord is testing us. Right? That's why I said, if you want to be like sun, you have to burn like sun first. Don't be scared. Right? If you want to really do something well, right? Yes, you want to develop yourself nicely, then you kind of get into that kind of a project as well. Right? In a company, right? And can you say, oh, you're getting a nice project, oh, why I'm kind of getting into this so tough project again and again? Yes, that is more learning is there. Right? Similarly, kind of we are getting this adversity situations, means it's an opportunity for us to get to the different difficult situations of life and to grow more matured, to understand the difficult situations of the life and get closer to the Lord, getting more attached to the the next destination of our life. Right? Yes. At that point of time, also it is important for us to realize that, yes, I know that I am diseased. I go to the hospital. I tried allopathy. I tried homeopathy. Now I have to try Tirupati. Yes, right? At that time, now we realize that, right? Yes, I have done my best. I put all my endeavor, and now I focus my energy on the prayer. Because in this one, Neha Vikamana Sosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamasya dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhayam. Anybody would like to read here? Yes? Diminutions. What Lord is saying that, don't be hopeless at any point of time. I am there with you. Don't be hopeless. I am there at each step. Just a child. Like we always give this example. There is a big crowded road, right? You see this Whitefield road. If a small child, wants to, cross on his own or on her own, he or she might get scared. But then, right, if he or she is holding the parent's finger, parent's hand, what you would be doing? You would be seeing a dog and you would saying, like jumping and dancing and going and crossing the road. Would really matter? Yes, he's crossing the road. The same dog is there, same vehicles are going from here and there. But at that point of time, he's confident of the father's intelligence, father's strength. Similarly, right? Yes, we are going through a tough time, but that time, yes, you tell that problem, oh problem, you are so insignificant as compared to my so significant, so powerful, so intelligent Lord. You are trying to follow? Yes, right? At that point of time, we are not only dependent on ourselves, but we are dependent on the ability of the Supreme Lord. Right? Yes, in this, this is a very beautiful verse. All of you also can really meditate on this. Yes, this Kali Yuga, this current place is full of problems, full of miseries. No doubt about it. Shastras talk about it. Please repeat this verse. Kale dosa nidhe rajan asti eka mahan guna Kirtanadiva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Braje. So here, Sukdev Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam, yes, this Kali Yuga is full of faults, ocean of faults, right? Once you go to the bank of the ocean and say, oh, it's not a droplets of water, it's an ocean of water, right? And similar, this Kali Yuga is full of faults everywhere in everyone. You don't have to do PhD to find fault with somebody else, right? But there is one good quality. What is that one good quality? Kirtanadiva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Brajet. The chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. The name of the Lord, Mukunda, Govinda, Madhava, Damodara, they're so powerful names. And Lord is not different than his name. So once we chant the holy name, we can feel the presence of the Lord. Once we call attentively, submissively, in a humble way. And we can really feel that, we can really realize it. And then next question somebody might ask, okay, I went to the right doctor, I took that medicine, now I pray to the Lord, now will I get cured right away? What do you think? What do you think? Why no? Yes, right? It takes its own period of time, right? Don't expect immediate result. Oh, मैंने तो इस माला चालू कर लिया है. Why Lord is not appearing with his blue body, with peacock feather right away? Or I got admitted right now into the hospital. Why not getting cured right away? And I want to go to the hospital right away. Is it possible? No. Yes, I have done some mischief and I am really suffering now. I have to take that medicine and wait for a sufficient period of time. And then, yes, automatically it will come out. But don't get impatient and quit once again in the middle of the game. Right? Be steady and sober at that point of time. Right? When all the devatas, they went even to approach Lord Vishnu in the Kheer Sagar. Oh Lord, we are suffering so much. Please come and appear. He said, Lord, yes, I'll come. And then, yes, Lord appeared. Lord appeared, and after that he went to Vrindavan. He played with his friends, and after that, right, he came after so many years. Right? Lord says that yes, I will come and I'll do my pastime, but then please ensure, like in each and everything, there's a time factor also, right? That needs to be taken into account, right? During that point of time, right? How we should be sober, how we should be patient, right? During that point of time, how we are grateful because I have faith in the Lord that yes, it works, right? And during that point of time, yes, still we should be thankful to the Lord. And there's a very beautiful verse, right? As we are running out of time, we'll not go in detail, but there's a very beautiful prayer of Brahma. He's praying to Lord Krishna. He's saying that, oh, whatever I'm kind of going through the suffering is because of my bad activity that earlier oh Lord, I really continue to come to you. You, my Lord, right? One time, one of our devotee friend, they had come from Russia, right? And in this Mayapur, and this is a big yatra, and everybody was really having a good time playing and dancing and feasting with the devotees, and and then this devotee was saying that somehow they could not organize a mosquito coil, and next day morning, this Russian devotee had a full of big red marks everywhere, and this devotee was feeling very embarrassed. So I could have organized for you a nice mosquito coil, and please forgive me. And then this Russian devotee was saying that no, don't be sorry, don't be sorry. All this is bad blood, bad blood. It had taken a lot of flesh, lot of meat, and now this bad blood is going away. Right? How a devotee, he is grateful in every situation. Right? He does not think that what I don't have. Right? And oh, it would have been better if I would have done this or if I would have done that. Right? At every situation, he's grateful. Oh, I am grateful that I'm in the association of the devotees, learning so many beautiful things. Right? And this is another very beautiful prayer that we can really offer it to ourselves. Right? Let's pray to the Lord. Right? That all of us can pray this. Every difficult situation. Oh Lord, please give me the courage to change the things which can and ought to be changed. The serenity to accept the things that cannot be changed, and the wisdom to know the difference. So basically, what we are praying to the Lord is that if something is within our control, right? Please give us the strength, please give us the energy to deal it in a sensitive, in a matured way, right? And if something is beyond our control, right? Now, please give us the strength also to accept Lord's plan, to accept what is desired by the Lord, and when to strive hard and when to really let go. Yes, we pray to the Lord, please give us that intelligence. Where should I stop and where should I continue? And it's a very beautiful prayer that we all of us can offer, that yes, and once you are really getting cured, right, during that point of time, we are getting better, right? Most important thing, the last thing that we can really do, right? We extend our hand. Once you are getting cured, we should not stop within ourselves. Then whoever is suffering, right, how we can extend our hand to others, because it's the yes nature of the sadhus, the qualified person is that how they really extend themselves, right, and how others can be benefited out of it, right? Yes, that's the reason we said, like during this Damodara month, like, or during this our Gita Month that is coming in December, the devotees go out, or like we say this Janmashtami, the devotees could have been happier, right, serving in their own temple, in their home. But why do they kind of organize such a big program? Why do they really call out, go to the different apartment communities, call everybody, do the street sankirtan? Why? Because you see how people are suffering. Let's give them the opportunity to take this medicine, to take this process, right? Yes, through which we can serve through the suffering. Yes, once Srila Prabhupada left, right, India at the age of 70s, right? He traveled through the cargo, ship. He didn't have any utopian idea of traveling, neither kind of going to the US, that everything will be fine, right? Yes, he was kind of had that he had expected what exactly the difficulties might come, or what unexpected difficulties that might come up, but he was really prepared for it. At the same time, right, he had that deep prayer within his heart, taking center of the Lord, and that's how he could really do wonders, right? Putting his full effort, right? Not that, oh, I am empowered by the Lord and everything will be done. No, so he had to, we'll be discussing so much in detail about what Srila Prabhupada has put so much of effort, for the benefit of us. So at the same time, he was saying that, oh, this is all Lord's mercy, Lord's arrangement, right? Yes, just to summarize it, right? Whatever we discussed today, what? Yes, we need to understand that. First, we need to acknowledge that we are diseased, right? We have in this material world means we are diseased, we are in a hospital. And during that time, right, don't aggravate the disease, right? By criticizing, comparing, and being, critical about somebody or some situations, right? Just at that point of time, it is very important, right, to exercise the choice muscle, to think and then act, right, rather than right by instinct. Right, once, right, like we understand that, like, we are not aggravating the disease, yes, we have to take the right medicine, we have to go to the right hospital, we have to go to the right doctor, not that ignoring about it. Okay, like most of the times what people do, they overestimate themselves or they underestimate the disease, right? During the COVID time, a lot of people, they did that, right? Right, so some difficult situation comes up, right? It's not that we underestimate the disease or feeling overconfident about ourselves, but at that time, you take the right medicine, whatever is required. Please do the needful in your family life, in your corporate life, in your personal health life, whatever it is, right? And then once you do the needful, please ensure that you offer praise to the Lord, because He's the controller, and be grateful for the token of reaction that you have received, and thank the Lord for waking us up, because we were sleeping till that point of time, till that injection was not given. We were thinking that everything is okay, right? And once we offer it to the Lord, prayer to the Lord, it doesn't happen that we get cured right away, but yes, we have to wait for the cure. During that waiting time, once again, don't start uh, uh, being critical about the situations, or don't quit it. At the time, continue to take the supplements right, of more hearing and chanting and associating with the devotees. And once you are getting cured, please ensure that you extend your hand to others as well. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, comments? Any reflections, anything that you learned? Anything that you think that it's difficult to understand, difficult to digest, or you think that there's one principle that I can really apply it in my life? Anything? Yes.
Why
Yes.
and I share the thoughts too, but what was exactly made him to give his thoughts in India?
Yes.
In India.
Yes. Yeah, so of course, regarding Srila Prabhupada, we'll be having some time to discuss in detail, but just to answer in short, right, yes, Srila Prabhupada had tried to establish in India, but as they say, right, like near to the lamp also there is a darkness, right? Yes, this land of India is a pious place, but at the same time, people are kind of so much of mad about thinking of the West. They don't really value what is there within, and just okay, maybe let me go to the West and I'll bring the Western devotees, and then they will preach. Then they'll say, oh, this is something's really nice, like our devotees called the pizza effect. And at one point of time, right, in Italy, right, this pizza was really meant for very poor people. They used to put bread, and on top of that bread they used to put tomato sauce, and that was a really poor man's food. But then somehow or other, it went to US, and on top of that bread they started putting yellow peno seeds, and capsicum and olive, and so many other things. And once that US pizza came, then it became a luxurious food. Right? Yes, sometimes we don't realize whatever the kind of the Sanskriti of our Bharat Varsha, right? Somebody has to go and tell, right, that you see, you have forgotten what is there within you. Please take it. And then yes, what is the purpose of this? This whole universe. Prabhupada has given a lot of different answers, but as we said, this is the place of correction. Yes, this is like a hospital for all of us to get cured. Yes, we have come in the disease condition. This is a time for us to get cured. Okay, any one or two comments, please? Was that okay, Prabhu?
Yeah,
Yes.
more people want it.
Yes. When Srila Prabhupada was in London, And at that point of time, the people there in London, they were asking, "Oh, Swamiji, why you have come here?" Yes, lot of Indian people, Swamis, they come and they ask for money and they go do this and that. You have also come to take something from us. Swamiji said, Srila Prabhupada said, "No, no, I have not come here to take anything from you. I have come here to give something. You, the British, you have taken everything from us, but you have forgotten one thing. What you have forgotten? This message of Bhagavad Gita." Srila Prabhupada ki. Yes, we have forgotten, right, the message of Bhagavad Gita, and that Srila Prabhupada has gone everywhere to distribute this message of Bhagavad Gita. Yes, and you see how wonderful principles are there in Bhagavad Gita. How we can really apply it. It's not only applicable only to Indians or only to this sect or that sect. It is applicable to everybody. And that's how people have been taking this and really getting benefited out of it. Okay, any other comments? Yes, we'll discuss that sometime, that how the different levels of bhakti, we'll discuss that sometime. So, anything related to today's discussion? Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Yes. As we discussed, this lifetime is not all in all. There are many more lifetimes in the past or also in the future. Definitely, right? We'll be discussing that our session of karma on the 30th of this month in detail. That yes, it's not about this lifetime only, but yes, we are also getting from the past lives as well. Okay, so just to remind you once again, right? Yes, this is the holy month of Damodara is going on. This is the month of mercy. It's called Urjeswari. It's the month where we get the mercy of Srimati Radharani in an abundance, right? And what is really required from our side is just to put that effort, that little effort from our side. And we had requested all of you, right, with a humble request, right, just do a little bit from your side. We had kind of share this proposal. Just spend some time every day for a month. We're not asking to do too much. This is that way we can really connect to the Lord. How? Just by chanting, by just remembering, by just connecting to the Lord. This is what we said. Kale dose nidhe rajan astiyeka mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya, by chanting the name of the Lord. And then, that once you chant, you also offer these lamps. We'll be singing this Damodarastakam, right? And do this kirtan, like as you are doing, with family members, right? Offer some water to the tulasi, bring that tulasi, offer it to the Lord. And as much as possible, right? Take sattvic bhajan, right? Sattvic prasadam, prepare something without any food of passion or ignorance, meat, flesh, egg, right? With onion, garlic, and make something sattvic, offer it to the Lord and accept it, right? And then not only do that to yourself, but you can extend it, right, to others as well, right? Last time our Prabhuji was saying, Prabhu, can we have something at our house? Yes, why not, right? So it would be nice, right, if you'd like to also organize some programs in your community, in your area, in your house. The devotees, they would like to extend themselves. Like if you would like to organize something, this Deepdan program, this Diwali program at your place, they would be also happy to come forward and to share this and how it can be done. It could be just half-an-hour program where we can invite our neighbors and our society members, just giving them an opportunity to offer lamps to Lord Damodara. And I would like to also remind all of you that we have started a weekly program on the weekdays, because we said that during the weekends only we're just meeting once in a while. So it is very difficult for all of us to get that battery charged throughout the week. So during the week also we have planned this program. So our Anil Prabhu and Mataji were there. Thank you very much, and some devotees were there. So right, I would request all of you also to take advantage of it, where we recite the sloka from Bhagavad Gita we hear from Srila Prabhupada Acharyas, we learn some bhajans, and also we recap whatever we discuss. Or if you have any questions or any comments during all the sessions, that's also a perfect platform to discuss that. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. So now we'll just do chanting of the holy name. Yes, Harisam Prabhu.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Hare Krishna, please stand together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare